Most dog owners think their dog is acting like a personal bodyguard when they press hard against their shins. You are out on a routine morning walk, a stranger rounds the corner, and suddenly your dog slides against your legs like a furry anchor. It feels protective, bold, even flattering, but in reality that assumption is dead wrong. When your dog leans into your legs as an unfamiliar person approaches, they are not stepping up to defend you, they are doing the exact opposite. Decades of canine cognitive research show that dogs do not protect their humans through quiet physical contact. What you are seeing is an evolutionary coping mechanism known as biomechanical grounding. When faced with social uncertainty, a dog does not process the situation like a security officer. They process it through the lens of instinctual vulnerability. To understand why this happens, look at how a dog experiences the everyday environment. When a stranger walks toward you on a narrow sidewalk, your dog cannot run away because they are on a 6-foot leash. That barrier eliminates their primary natural defense, which is flight. Because they cannot create physical distance, their brain looks for the next best thing, physical stability. By pressing their weight against your legs, they establish proprioceptive contact. The firm pressure against their flank sends an immediate calming signal to their central nervous system, lowering their heart rate and anchoring their physical balance. Misunderstanding this cue is where things get risky. When an owner assumes their dog is being protective or dominant, they often misinterpret the subtle signs of discomfort. If you ignore this quiet cry for reassurance or assume your dog is completely fine and ready to interact, that suppressed stress does not just disappear, it builds under the surface. If pushed past their threshold without an escape route, a dog that leans today can easily become a dog that lunges, growls, or snaps tomorrow, simply because they felt trapped. Picture a typical suburban walk on a quiet Tuesday evening. You stop at a crosswalk waiting for the light to change. When a delivery driver carrying a large, noisy box walks straight toward your corner, your dog does not bark. They simply step back, turn their body slightly sideways, and lean their entire ribcage directly against your shins. If you look closely, their eyes are darting between the stranger and your face. They are not preparing to attack. They are using your body as a visual and physical barrier to block out the overwhelming stimuli. Here is something most people never realize about a dog's brain. Dogs are one of the only species on Earth that instinctively look to another species for emotional regulation during times of stress. When a wolf puppy gets scared, it runs to an adult wolf. When a domesticated dog gets overwhelmed, brain scans show their oxytocin and cortisol levels stabilize primarily through physical contact with their human handler. They literally treat you as their biological safe zone. This brings us to a critical behavioral concept called social referencing. Your dog is not just looking for a physical barrier, they are checking your nervous system. Through that direct contact against your legs, they can feel your muscle tension, your stance, and your balance. If you freeze, tighten the leash, and lean forward with tension, your dog absorbs that immediate tactile feedback and concludes that the approaching stranger is indeed a threat worth worrying about. This is where the biggest mistake happens. When owners feel that lean, many instinctively reach down, start petting the dog frantically, and say things like "it is okay" in a high-pitched, tense voice. While well-intentioned, this rapid nervous energy actually confirms your dog's suspicion that something is wrong. On the flip side, some owners pull the dog away roughly or push them off, thinking they are stopping bad manners. By removing that physical anchor, you yank away their only safety net right when they feel most vulnerable, forcing them into a fight-or-flight response. Stop thinking of the lean as a problem that needs fixing. Think of it as a clear line of communication. The final layer of this behavior comes down to canine spatial orientation. In the wild, animals expose their sides only to creatures they trust with their lives. When your dog leans their flank against your leg, they are literally giving up their peripheral escape path and trusting you to watch their blind spot. It is the ultimate expression of biological vulnerability, not aggression or control. So how should you handle this the next time a stranger approaches on your walk? First, keep the leash loose. Tension traveling down the leash only amplifies social anxiety. Second, keep your own posture calm, upright, and relaxed. Let your dog lean against your legs for support, but do not fuss over them with high-pitched words or excessive petting. Your job in that moment is simply to be an unmovable, boring pillar of safety. If you want an immediate micro-shift to use on your next walk, try the step behind pivot. When you notice a stranger approaching and feel your dog start to crowd your legs, calmly take one step backward and angle your body 45 degrees away from the path of the oncoming person. This subtly creates extra distance without any leash pulling, naturally placing your body between your dog and the stranger. It gives your dog the breathing room their nervous system is asking for without making a scene. Your dog never needs to be your protector on a casual stroll around the block. The real breakthrough happens when you realize they are looking to you to be theirs. When you learn to read the quiet physical language of your dog, the entire relationship transforms from a battle of control into genuine partnership. Now that you understand what that physical lean really means on a walk, there is another mysterious physical habit dogs display in the house that almost every owner misreads. Why do dogs suddenly turn their backs and sit directly on your feet when you are completely alone at home? The hidden instinct behind that one might surprise you even more.